Chosen one, what's happening in your life right now is shaking people to their core because they never expected you to rise like this. After the betrayal, the warfare, the silence, and the isolation, they thought you'd fade into the background. But you didn't disappear. You were being refined. And now you've returned, not just healed, but transfigured. You walk in divine power, presence, and peace. They're shocked because you are no longer hiding. You were never meant to. You were sent to embody heaven on earth. People whisper because they sense something eternal in you. They stare because they feel the weight of your calling. You are not performing. You are revealing the divine. This is a sacred moment. And if you feel the truth of this word in your spirit, pause right now. Hit that like button as a sign of agreement. Subscribe to help us reach 20,000 awakened souls, and leave a comment with the number 11 to confirm your alignment. If you're truly a chosen one, you won't scroll past this. You were led here, and your spirit knows it. This is not just a message, it's a confirmation. There is a sacred truth resting quietly within you, a divine mystery made flesh. You are not merely a person walking through life, you are a living testament to something far greater. Like a masterpiece unveiled after years of patience, your very existence declares that God still moves in the earth. When people look at you, they don't just see flesh and bone. They glimpse a revelation, a sacred story written by the hand of the Creator. Think about how a diamond, once hidden beneath layers of earth, suddenly shines brilliantly under light. That is you. Once concealed by trials, now radiating the glory of God. You embody His presence in a way that transcends understanding, and this makes you an enigma to those around you. It's not about perfection. It's about the power of resurrection in your everyday life. You are God's message made visible, a walking epistle that speaks louder than words. Your life challenges the ordinary. Where others see limits, you reflect divine possibilities. Every step you take, every breath you draw, carries a weight and purpose that disrupts the mundane. You are a living paradox, human yet holy, broken yet whole. This reality is your identity, and embracing it fully will cause those around you to question what they thought was possible for a human soul. Remember, God's revelation never comes quietly. It demands attention, stirs hearts, and awakens souls. You are that stirring in the midst of a sleepy world. In your presence, faith is ignited, hope is restored, and lives are transformed. Your calling is not hidden in shadows, but illuminated by divine light. This revelation in you will not be ignored. It will attract skeptics and believers alike because it's authentic, powerful, and undeniable. You were chosen to carry this sacred truth, and as you walk forward, remember, you are God's message written in human form, bold, beautiful, and eternal. In the darkest moments, when betrayal cut deep and isolation threatened to swallow you whole, the world counted you out. They placed bets on your downfall, whispering that your story would end in tragedy. But here you stand, not broken, not defeated, but resurrected from the ashes of pain and loss. Your life is a living rebuke to every voice that dared to say you couldn't rise. This resurrection is not just about survival, it's about transformation. You are not the person who walked through that valley of despair. You emerged different, stronger, wiser, more radiant. It's as if the very fires that tried to consume you instead refined you, purifying your spirit like gold pressed in the furnace. Your story is proof that what looks like an ending is often the beginning of a divine comeback. Every scar you carry is a chapter of resurrection power. Those scars don't diminish your beauty, they magnify your strength. They remind everyone who sees you that God's hand is on you, turning setbacks into setups for greatness. The same God who raised you is rewriting your narrative, and no one can silence the victory ringing through your soul. It's easy to feel alone when the world expects failure, but your resurrection is a beacon of hope for others facing similar storms. You are living proof that no matter how deep the betrayal, no matter how fierce the battle, God's resurrection power is greater than any wound. This victory belongs to you, and through it, many will find courage to fight their own battles. So let the doubters watch. They will be stunned not just by your survival, but by the glorious resurrection that shines through your every move. You are not just back, you are reborn, renewed, and rising higher than ever imagined. There's an undeniable magnetism about you, a heavenly presence that draws people in like moths to a flame. It's not superficial or manufactured, it's the weight of glory resting on your soul. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. The spiritual realm seems closer, and even the most hardened hearts feel a stirring. This is why people can't look away. They sense that you carry something eternal. Carrying heaven is both a privilege and a responsibility. It means your life is intertwined with the divine, that you are a channel for grace, peace, and power. You reflect the kingdom of God in your words, your actions, and your very being. This is not an invisible burden. It's a radiant crown that sets you apart and marks you as a living sign of hope. Imagine the sun breaking through the darkest storm clouds, its light piercing the gloom and illuminating everything it touches. That is the effect of heaven in your life. It does not just brighten your path, but transforms the entire landscape of those who encounter you. People are drawn to that light, whether they understand it or not, because it promises something more profound than earthly existence. Your carrying of heaven challenges the status quo and shakes the foundations of fear, doubt, and despair. It disrupts the ordinary and calls for something extraordinary. In a world desperate for meaning, you stand as a beacon of divine possibility, an embodiment of God's kingdom on earth. Never forget, this heaven you carry is a sacred gift, forged in trials and sealed with purpose. It's the reason you shine so brightly, and why the world cannot help but be captivated by your presence. When you shine, some might mistake it for arrogance or pride, but your radiance is not about ego. It's about the spirit alive within you. This glow is the unmistakable sign of God's presence, the fruit of a soul nurtured through suffering, prayer, and relentless faith. It's a light that darkness cannot overcome because it is born from the very essence of divine love and truth. Think of a candle lit in a pitch-black room. The flame does not boast or demand attention. It simply shines, offering warmth and hope. That is what your glow does. It invites, comforts, and inspires. It is a reflection of the Spirit's work in your heart, showing that you are not a victim of your past, but a victor shaped by it. Your glow speaks louder than words. It reveals what has been cultivated in silence: resilience, grace, and unwavering faith. It's the visible evidence of the invisible battles fought and won within your soul. This light is so powerful that it breaks through cynicism and touches even the most hardened spirits around you. Don't let anyone dim your shine. or make you feel guilty for your brightness. Your glow is a testament to what God can do when you surrender fully to His will. It's a celebration of your journey from darkness into light and a powerful beacon that points others toward hope. Embrace this glow as a divine hallmark. It's not vanity, it's victory, transformation, and the undeniable proof that the Spirit is alive and well in you. There is a mysterious power in your presence, one that unsettles darkness and ignites curiosity in the hearts of others. The unseen forces of evil recoil when you enter a space because you carry authority and light that they cannot withstand. At the same time, people are drawn toward you, intrigued by the peace and power you embody. Your presence is a battlefield where spiritual forces collide. It is not by accident that fear and fascination walk hand in hand around you. Demons recognize you as a threat, a living proof that their reign is temporary and powerless against the divine. Meanwhile, people sense the sacred energy you carry and wonder what makes you different, why you stand so firm in the face of trials. This dual reaction speaks to the immense impact you have. You disrupt the enemy's plans just by existing in your truth. Your very being is a declaration that darkness does not have the final word. And for those who watch you, your presence sparks questions about faith, hope, and the reality of God's power in today's world. Imagine a lighthouse in the midst of a raging storm. It does not extinguish the tempest, but it pierces the darkness and guides lost ships to safety. That is what your presence does. It offers light and direction to those wandering in confusion while pushing back the forces that seek to destroy. Own this power. Know that your presence is a gift, a weapon, and a blessing. It makes demons nervous and people curious because you are a living demonstration that the divine is present and active here on earth. Certainly. Here's the continuation with the same deep, engaging, and emotionally rich style for the remaining headings. Each section has 5 long paragraphs crafted to captivate and inspire. There was a time when your light was dimmed, when your purpose seemed buried beneath layers of silence and solitude. You were hidden, not forgotten, but protected. Like a seed planted deep in the soil, you were nurtured quietly, away from the public eye. This hidden season was not a punishment, but a preparation, a divine pause designed to shape your spirit and ready you for the grand unveiling ahead. Sometimes, it's hard to trust the silence, especially when your heart aches for recognition and your soul longs to shine. But in those quiet moments, God was working behind the scenes, strengthening your roots so you could withstand the storms. Your hiddenness was a sacred workshop where your character was molded, your faith refined, and your destiny crystallized. Now, the waiting is over, the veil has lifted, and you are stepping into the light with a purpose sharper and clearer than ever before. This is no random exposure, this is divine revelation. Your emergence is not by chance, but by design, a God-ordained unveiling that will shake the world and inspire generations. Think of Joseph, who spent years in the shadows of prison before rising to power. His hidden season was critical to his purpose. Like him, you too were positioned for such a time as this. The hidden years prepared you for the spotlight, where you will carry your calling with courage and grace. So walk boldly into this new chapter, knowing that every moment of hiding had a purpose. You were hidden for a season, but revealed for a reason that will bring glory to God and hope to the world. Healing is not meant to be a quiet whisper behind closed doors. It is a radiant roar that announces victory over pain, trauma, and brokenness. You didn't go through the journey of healing just to retreat into the shadows, but to step forward boldly and let your light shine for all to see. Your healing is a testament to God's power, and it deserves to be displayed proudly. Too often, we feel pressured to conceal our scars out of fear or shame. But your scars tell a powerful story of endurance and divine restoration. They are the proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you, and more importantly, that you are thriving because of God's grace. When you reveal your healing, you offer others a roadmap to hope and courage. Think about how a butterfly's wings tell the story of transformation. Once a caterpillar bound to the earth, now free to soar. Your healing is that transformation. It's an invitation for others to witness what God can do when we surrender to His healing hands. You shine not because you are flawless, but because you are fearlessly authentic. Healing is a light in the darkness, a beacon calling others out of their prisons of pain. Your shining is an act of rebellion against despair and a declaration that no wound is too deep for God to restore. Your life becomes a living testimony that healing brings beauty, power, and purpose. So rise, radiant and unashamed. You did not heal to hide. You healed to illuminate the world with the glory of God's redemptive power. Survival is often mistaken for chance, but your journey reveals a higher truth. You did not stumble through hardship by accident or luck. You were part of a divine plan far greater than you could have imagined. Every trial, every moment of despair was strategically placed to prepare you for the victory you now claim. When life tested you, it was not to break you, but to build you. Like a master tactician, carefully moving pieces on a chessboard, God orchestrated each step of your survival with precision and purpose. What seemed random was actually intentional. Each challenge was a stepping stone on the path to your destiny. Consider how a skilled architect doesn't see a ruined building as the end, but as a foundation to build something magnificent. Your survival is the blueprint of God's strategy for your life. It shows that even in the darkest seasons, you are being positioned for greatness. Survival in the face of adversity requires strength, yes, but more importantly, it demands faith in the unseen hand guiding you. You survived because God's strategy was at work, weaving together every detail into a tapestry of triumph. So never downplay your survival. It wasn't luck, it was divine strategy, and you are living proof of God's masterful design. There is a distinct difference between simply looking changed and radiating true authority. Your transformation goes beyond appearances. It flows from the authority of the kingdom of heaven that lives within you. People don't just notice that you've overcome, they feel the power you carry, an undeniable presence that speaks louder than words. Kingdom authority is not about dominance or control, it's about righteousness, justice, and divine power working through you. It's a spiritual strength rooted in humility and obedience to God's will. When you walk in this authority, you become a force of transformation, impacting not just your life, but the lives of everyone around you. Think of a king or queen who commands respect not because of their title alone, but because of the dignity and wisdom they embody. That is the authority you radiate, a regal presence infused with divine purpose. People sense that you are someone who carries weight beyond this world. Your authority disrupts evil plans and establishes peace. It declares that you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but a ruler over them. This is kingdom living in action, a life marked by power, purpose, and divine influence. Stand firm in this authority. You don't just look different. You carry the unmistakable radiance of God's kingdom in every step you take. In your journey, you learned a crucial truth. Not every influence deserves your energy. You starved the parasites, those toxic thoughts, relationships, and habits that sought to drain your life and steal your joy. Instead, you nourished your purpose, feeding it daily with faith, discipline, and divine wisdom. Starving the parasites means saying no to the voices of doubt, fear, and negativity. It means rejecting anything that diminishes your light or distracts you from your destiny. You created boundaries to protect your heart and mind, ensuring that your focus remained on what truly matters, fulfilling the purpose God has placed within you. Feeding your purpose is a deliberate act of faith. It's waking up every day and choosing to invest in your dreams, your calling, and your growth. Like a gardener tending to a precious plant, you nurtured your purpose with prayer, action, and perseverance until it flourished. This balance between starving parasites and feeding purpose is a secret to your success. It allowed you to reclaim your life and rise above the noise, distractions, and obstacles that once threatened to consume you. Remember, your purpose is a divine gift. Protect it fiercely, nourish it consistently, and watch it transform your world. The very trials and attacks meant to destroy you have become the throne upon which you now sit. What once sought to kill your spirit, your dreams, and your hope has crowned you as a victor. This paradox is a testament to the divine power working through your life, turning pain into glory and loss into legacy. Every wound you bear is not a sign of defeat, but a mark of your coronation. They are the scars of a warrior who fought through darkness and emerged with a crown of righteousness. Your past battles have refined your character and strengthened your resolve, preparing you to reign with wisdom and grace. Think of a phoenix rising from the ashes, not just surviving the fire, but becoming more magnificent because of it. Your story is that phoenix song, a triumphant declaration that death does not have the final say in your life. This crown is not made of gold or jewels, but of resilience, faith, and divine favor. It is a symbol of victory that only those who have walked through the fire can wear. Wear your crown proudly, knowing that what tried to kill you has crowned you instead, and your reign has only just begun. Aging is often seen as a slow fading, but your journey defies this narrative. You're not simply growing older, you're being renewed, refreshed, and revived by the glory of God. Each day brings a fresh anointing, a new measure of strength, wisdom, and radiant life. This renewal is spiritual and physical, touching every part of your being. It's as if time itself bends around you, not to diminish you, but to elevate you. Where others see decline, you embody restoration. Your life is a living testament to the rejuvenating power of divine presence. Consider how a tree, even after harsh winters, bursts into new life with the spring. Your seasons of renewal bring fresh growth and vibrant fruitfulness. This is not a natural cycle, it's supernatural, fueled by glory that defies the limits of time and circumstance. You radiate vitality that cannot be explained by age alone. It's a glory that flows from God's Spirit, breathing new life into your dreams, your purpose, and your very soul. So embrace this truth. You are not aging. You are ascending, renewed daily by the unending glory of God. Simply by living authentically in your divine purpose, you challenge the falsehoods many have accepted as truth. Your very existence is a mirror reflecting the lies others use to build their security. Lies about identity, worth, love, and power. People around you have constructed their lives on fragile foundations of fear, comparison, and false beliefs. But your life stands as a living contradiction to those shaky pillars. You reveal that true strength comes from surrender, true beauty from brokenness, and true freedom from God's grace. This exposure isn't always comfortable for others, but it is necessary. You become a catalyst for awakening, stirring souls to question their own foundations and seek a higher truth. Your presence calls out hypocrisy, complacency, and deception, inviting all to consider a life built on God's unchanging word. Your life shines a spotlight on what is real and what is counterfeit. This is not arrogance, but courage, the courage to live transparently, boldly, and faithfully. In exposing lies, you offer a path to freedom. Your existence is a beacon of truth in a world desperate for light. Every trial, every moment of pressure was not designed to break you, but to build you. You are not shattered glass, but tempered steel, stronger and more resilient because you were forged in the fires of adversity. Your pain became the crucible that shaped your identity and prepared you to carry the sacred name of God. Being built in fire means your foundation is unshakable. Like steel hardened by flame, your spirit is tested and proven true. The heat of life's challenges did not destroy you. They purified you, removing impurities and revealing the strength beneath. This process of being built is a divine crafting, a sacred shaping that few can understand, but many will admire. You carry the weight of God's name with honor because you embody His power to restore and renew. Think about a blacksmith shaping a sword. The heat, the hammering, the shaping, all necessary to create a weapon of purpose and strength. You are that sword, ready to fulfill God's calling with courage and might. You didn't break, you were built in fire, and now you bear God's name with glory and power. When people encounter you, they don't just meet a person, they encounter a living testament to God's presence in the world today. Your life is a powerful reminder that the divine is not distant or silent, but actively walking among us. In your words, actions, and very being, they witness God's love, power, and grace made manifest. This realization sparks awe, faith, and hope. For many, meeting you is a spiritual awakening, a moment when heaven touches earth and the supernatural breaks into the natural. You become a bridge between two worlds, showing that God's kingdom is not just a future promise, but a present reality. Your presence challenges cynicism and ignites belief. You remind others that miracles still happen, that healing is possible, and that God's power is alive and working in everyday lives. Through you, faith is no longer abstract, but tangible and real. People leave your presence transformed, carrying a renewed sense of wonder and a deeper longing for God. You are proof that God has not forgotten His people, that He still moves, speaks, and reigns through those who walk boldly in His name. So cherish this calling, because when they meet you, they realize God still walks among us, radiant, alive, and unstoppable. Got it? I'll craft 15 fresh, captivating headings, each followed by 5 detailed, emotionally rich, and deeply engaging paragraphs that resonate with a powerful message and keep the listener hooked. These will be original, humanized, and inspiring, just like the first set, but completely new and expansive. In a world shrouded in shadows, you are the spark that refuses to be extinguished. Your very existence challenges the darkness, refusing to bow or hide. You are the fire, not a flicker, but a roaring blaze meant to illuminate the paths others fear to walk. When despair looms heavy, your light shines even brighter, burning through the night with relentless passion and purpose. This fire inside you was not born overnight, it was kindled in the furnace of trials, fed by every tear, every prayer, and every whispered hope. Like a blacksmith forging steel, the heat of life shaped your resolve and ignited a flame that cannot be replicated or replaced. Your fire carries warmth, light, and fierce courage to those who have lost their way. When people feel your fire, they know something extraordinary is alive within you. It's a force that inspires boldness and awakens dormant dreams. You carry the power to set hearts on fire, to awaken sleeping giants, and to challenge the status quo. Your fire is a beacon, calling others out of complacency and into purpose. But fire is not only about destruction, it's about transformation. Your fire consumes the old and makes way for the new. It melts away doubt, fear, and limitation, revealing the refined brilliance of your soul. This transformative power is a divine gift meant to renew not only you, but everyone you encounter. Never dim your fire for anyone. It is God's gift to you and to the world. You are the fire that ignites the world's darkness, a radiant force, unstoppable and eternal. Life's struggles compose a complex symphony, and your journey is no different. Each hardship, every tear, every victory plays a vital note in a magnificent composition uniquely yours. This symphony isn't one of sorrow, but of triumph and grace, a melody that resonates deeply, touching the hearts of those who hear it. Your story unfolds like a masterful orchestration where pain meets perseverance and grace flows through every discordant moment. It's the music of a soul that refused to be silenced despite the cacophony of challenges. In every movement, there's a testimony of God's faithfulness, crafting something beautiful from what seemed broken. Each note of your journey encourages listeners to embrace their own symphonies, to see their pain not as the end, but as part of a greater masterpiece. Your grace-filled journey offers hope that no matter the storm, the final score can be beautiful and powerful. So keep composing your life's symphony with courage and faith. Your journey is a timeless melody of triumph and grace, destined to echo through eternity. Countless prayers rise like incense into the heavens, many unspoken but deeply felt. You are the living answer to those prayers, the hope breathed silently in the depths of despair, the miracle long awaited but unseen. Your life is a divine response, proving that God hears even the quietest cries. There is a sacred weight to being the fulfillment of someone's unvoiced plea. You carry the prayers of generations before you, the hopes of those who came before, and the faith of those who needed a sign. This mantle is both humbling and empowering, reminding you that your existence is part of a divine plan beyond your understanding. Think of a mother's whispered prayer in the dead of night, longing for deliverance, healing, or peace. You are the embodiment of that prayer made flesh, a tangible hope that transforms hearts and reshapes destinies. Through your life, prayers find their voice and answers find their place in the world. This truth invites you to live with deep intentionality, knowing you are more than just your own story. You are part of a greater narrative where faith is rewarded and hope is made real. Your presence on this earth testifies that God's promises are never empty. They are fulfilled, often in ways we least expect. So embrace your role as the answer to prayers unsung. Your life is a living testament that God's faithfulness is alive, active, and always on time. There is a power in your voice that goes beyond words. It carries the authority to break chains and open doors. When you speak, you are declaring freedom over yourself and others. Your voice is a trumpet call to liberation, a beacon guiding the oppressed and the weary toward hope and new beginnings. Your voice was forged in the fires of experience, born from moments when silence seemed easier, but you chose to roar. It is not just sound. It is a weapon against the lies, fears, and limitations that have held you captive. When you declare your truth, you dismantle walls and shatter barriers that once seemed unbreakable. Consider the stories of great leaders and prophets throughout history whose voices changed the course of nations. Like them, your words have power. Power to comfort the brokenhearted, challenge injustice, and inspire courage. Your voice is a catalyst for change, an instrument of God's will on earth. Breaking chains is not always loud. Sometimes it is the gentle whisper of truth spoken in love. Opening doors is often the willingness to step into the unknown with faith. Your voice does both. It liberates and leads, empowering others to walk into their own freedom. Never underestimate your voice. It is more than expression. It is transformation. Your voice breaks chains and opens doors, paving the way for a future filled with promise and peace. To meet you is to witness a miracle, a life that defies odds and challenges logic. You are the living proof that God's power transcends all human understanding. Your story is not just one of survival, but of supernatural restoration, a beacon of hope for those who dare to believe in the impossible. Miracles don't always come in grand displays. Sometimes they are quiet, personal victories, the healing that no doctor could explain, the peace that defies circumstances, the breakthrough that arrives just in time. Your life is filled with these divine interventions, a tapestry woven with threads of grace and power. Think about the countless stories of miraculous transformation, people rising from despair to destiny, bodies healed, relationships restored, and dreams rekindled. You are living in that lineage, a modern-day miracle, walking in the earth to remind others that God is still in the business of the impossible. Your testimony is more than just words. It is a lifeline to those drowning in doubt and darkness. You embody the truth that no situation is beyond God's reach, no wound too deep for His healing, and no night too dark for His dawn. Embrace your identity as a living miracle. You are a testament to divine power, a walking promise that God's miracles are real, present, and available for all who believe. Storms will come, they always do, but you are the calm that others seek. When the winds howl and the waves rise, your presence brings peace amid chaos, a steady anchor that holds firm when everything around you feels like it's falling apart. You carry a supernatural tranquility that reassures and restores. This calm is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of unshakable faith. It is rooted in a deep understanding that God is sovereign over every storm